Yep, regular season's concluded. Now we're excited to head up to Hoover for the SEC tournament. Just one of the best tournaments you can play in college baseball. So thankful to show up again and take this team that's competed so well for us all season. And I guess we'll play day 2 with the single bye being a 6 seed. So we'll await our opponent from tonight's first round of games and be ready hopefully tomorrow night for Texas A&M or Mississippi State.
Brian?
Butch, you mentioned, I think, post-game on the Auburn Network Friday that Dutton had sort of pitched, I guess, this year as many as 3 years combined at LSU, and that was maybe affecting his pitching last 2 weeks. What's the plan for him this week?
Yeah, we're going to stay with it, and you just try to get the recovery. I think back in 22, I remember there was 1 week with Skipper and Burkhalter through in 3 of the 4 games there, and it was just underwater for a few weeks, and got them back for the regional, and that's what you're hoping. You go with your guys, every team in this league, and some guys are slow to get started, some guys give you great work, and then slow up. The last 2 starts have not been indicative of the type season he's had for us, throwing as our ace, but I think he only got 3 innings in the other day, so hopefully he'll bounce back if he gets to. We got to win a game to get Dutton out there, but yeah, he'd definitely be the guy. I would assume we'd go Friday on a normal rest, and I just think for about 5 or 6 weeks, what we can't forget is how well he commanded the ball. He had authority over the ball, and just put it everywhere he wanted to for over a month, and that's why he had such a good run for us. And the last 2 starts just have not been that type of dotting I's, crossing T's, but he's working. He had his bullpen today, and everything's checking out and feeling good. So I just think every time we get him out there that hopefully he'll rebound and get his second wind, if you will, it's the right time of year to get your second win for the postseason.
Butch, when you look at this new format, it looks like there's maybe some advantage to it, having some day breaks in there and stuff like that. But how much of an advantage do you see to this new tournament format, just when you look at it?
Well, I think it'll be new. I think it's good. Our coaches, I'm one of 16 that voted for this format. We're basically stealing the basketball tournament format. The single elimination, I think, guarantees that every team will be there. I think that's huge, because I think in some years, maybe this year we get 13, maybe 14 if a team gets hot and keeps playing baseball. So you would want everybody to go to that tournament. I think every coach, every team has to put their best foot forward every day, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. I think that's huge. I think it's more realistic, more doable. But I look at our path. We could win 4 games, and we're the SEC champions. Tournament champions, and that means you got to win Wednesday, Friday to get to the weekend, which I've always embraced this tournament. I think there's a flood of confidence that comes if you can have a chance to be in that last day or win this tournament. I think it does amazing things for your fans, your programs, your players. It makes anything seem possible, because there's not a better tournament of teams, a collection of teams, than in the SEC tournament. So if you can have success here, if you could win this thing, you absolutely, I remember the one time I was part of a SEC tournament championship, then the very next year you played for a national championship. If you can win this one, you think you can win the big one. And I think that opens the doors for a lot of clubs in the past and even in the present. But I like the format. We voted for it. Hopefully the fans like it, but it's going to whittle down pretty quick when you're one and done. And next week is next week. I want our team to try to go win Wednesday night, but I want them to pack extra shirt or 2, extra pair of pants or 2, and I want them to go up there with the mindset from here on out that they're trying to win every game, and they're going to hopefully to Hoover to try to win the SEC tournament.
Jason?
Let's just kind of talk about kind of pitching plans going into this one with, I guess, Tilly, and then having Alvarez and Kate Fisher as well, kind of ready.
Yeah, I think that really could help us for tomorrow. That's 2 fresh arms when you mention Alvarez and Fisher that could maybe both get in a ball game tomorrow. I'm not sure how to play out and who we play and how the lineups are constructed, but we're going to do Tilly on 1 day's rest, but then you got 2 fresh guys that have started games for us this year ready to go. And then you could be right on your regular rotation as long as you stay and compete and win with being Dutton and Chatterton for the next couple of games. So And I think it's imperative. I think it's important for us to get back out there and see another appearance with Alvarez, another appearance with Fisher for sure. But we feel like we got enough arms to cover it tomorrow, and hopefully a couple of fresh arms. And those are three guys that are vying for spots as we move forward. And at least we'll get to see potentially three guys that have started games for us tomorrow. And then if you can find a way somehow through tomorrow, then you would be kind of in a normal rotation there of 2-3, and then hey, we'll deal with Sunday when we get there, I guess, if we were fortunate enough to make it.
And other than being able to set a rotation for this, does the single elimination, do you coach it any differently during a game, knowing it's a game you're not trying to play so many games like you would at a double elimination game?
Yeah, I don't think you can live for tomorrow. It feels like a game 3 of a series in some ways, to where, man, you got to put anything out there that you have to and sacrifice anything, and you figure it out the next day. There's not like, hey, we'll get them tomorrow, or we'll save an arm or two for tomorrow. You have to find a way within those 9 innings to win a ball game, or you're gone. And I think that forces your hand to absolutely do everything you can in the moment. And I think that'll breed some exciting ball games.
Good.
How do you guys approach a conference tournament and the position y'all are in with tournament, potential tournament seeding going forward, and just what's the approach going this week, knowing that there's, bigger things?
It's the same. I think, we're not trying to practice 2 or 3 styles of play. I think there's one brand, one identity, and we try to see if that can show up. And I think if you keep having success and practicing that, that's the way to go. So this would be 4 games, and you know what? It's kind of a layoff. We've been through all these scenarios here. Fortunately, I feel like we're going to have an opportunity to host 3 of the last 4 years, so that means we've been in a tournament. And if you're going early after 1 game, that's going to give you a lot of time with the guys basically missing a start. I would love for all these guys to get another start. I do feel that Dutton will rebound and be good and catch that second win. So I would love for all those guys to walk out there and rehearse another start, because that's so hard to get back to your campus, wait a week and a half, and try to recreate that in a practice setting. So every SEC team has had great experience going through these 10 SEC weeks. Basically, we've played 10 super regionals is what I try to convey to the team. But I would love to play as many days as we can to, one, chase the championship. And that's what we should be doing the rest of the year. It shouldn't be like, hey, this is a tournament, this is a regional, this is super, this is Omaha. We should be trying to win the SEC championship this week. This is the opportunity this week. And all the other stuff's in the future. And then, hey, we got a regional. Let's try to win a regional. So we're just rehearsing and seeing how many things we can be competitive in, and got a shot. At least we know we get a chance to win two championships, being the SEC tournament and a regional. And then, of course, you have to advance from there. But I just think it's another week to practice, try to go win something. And that's hopefully what we'll do the rest of the season.
Right.
Eric Snow's been swinging hot bat last couple of weeks. Derek Fabian's been one of your best defenders. How do you sort of balance out the shortstop position?
Yeah, we just had that 4-man rotation. I'm sticking to that, maybe by complexion, the lineup, who the starting pitcher is. And, Gavar was a third baseman, defensive guy. We believe in Eric. He's coming off 2 weeks ago being a National Player of the Week. Derek's been an amazing leader, not only a great defender. When he is swinging the bat with a good approach, it makes a difference in our lineup. Remember, all SEC, I think we know, and then the Snow adds a lot to us and can really swing the bat at times. So I think we can be successful with any of those 3 out of 4 being in there. And there have been some games where we've had all 4 of them in there with Rembert bouncing out to right field. We've done that strategy as of late. So 3 infielders, 3 of the 4 starting, or all 4 being in there with Rembert bumped to the outfield would not be nothing new for us. We would think that would be part of maybe a potential plan for a given day to be our best team out there. So all 4 are healthy right now, and all 4 are in a rotation to try to get 3 of the 4 or all 4 on the field in a given game.
Could you reflect on what Ike has meant his whole career, but especially this junior year, and maybe especially on the road with the insane SEC road numbers he put up?
Yeah, he's meant something since the day he walked on campus. He's been arguably the best hitter in the program, to put up numbers ever since he got to campus. And just over time, he's grown, and it's just been, you can't ignore it this year. He's made everybody around him better as well. The leadership that that Ike and Cooper McMurray and Derek Fabian, be good to bring him up from that leadership standpoint, because it's real. I think they've helped a Freilich and a Rembert and a Bub Terrell so much. I know those 3 freshmen that made the all-freshman team are physical enough, strong enough, talented enough, but getting them ready when they've never been on the road one time in our league. Ike's been a great example on the road. He's tore it up, and if you just looked at those numbers and just looked at SEC numbers, he's our, SEC Player of the Year. So deserving where all the awards went, but Ike's just been a monster this year, and I think it spilled over to him being a leader of this team, and how they've helped the freshmen come along, brought them along, wanted them out there, and now those freshmen, man, they've completed a whole full season now, so they're just part of our guys that help us win. But Ike's just become a complete player, to answer your question. He's completed the plate. He can absolutely catch. He caught as recent as this weekend at Ole Miss, half a game. Has grown as an outfielder, but his leadership capabilities and really what he stands up and says in front of the team after some adversity has been a defining moment for us. It's allowed our gaps to not be too big of something negative, and being able to get right back in it to the next game has been pretty admirable.
Good. All right.